Governor Charlie Baker focusing on the state's more than $5 billion in federal pandemic relief funding today, calling for a portion of it to go towards home ownership programs.
With decisions now up to the state legislature, Western Mass News reporter Matt Satilli joins us live in studio after speaking with a local lawmaker about what he sees as priorities for the money. Matt?
Well, Jordan and Chris, after speaking with State Senator Eric Lesser, he tells me this federal funding is a one-time payment, and he wants to see it used as a mechanism to make Springfield what he calls the crossroads for Western New England.
I worry a lot that we are going to push people who are renting today, who might have the ability to buy with down payment assistance, out of the communities that they're in because they don't own.
Governor Charlie Baker points to a new state-issued report on Tuesday identifying the high cost of housing in the Bay State as a significant challenge to the state's economy. He's calling on the state legislature to approve $1 billion out of the state's $5 billion in federal pandemic relief aid for housing initiatives. Western Mass News spoke to State Senator Eric Lesser about the governor's proposal.
People's mortgage payments, people's rent is just unaffordable, and it's going to drive people away from our state, and it's going to drive businesses away from our state because people just can't afford to live here.
While Senator Lesser agrees housing prices in the Commonwealth are too high, he says using this funding for transportation could be a more effective long-term goal.
I feel strongly that because it's one-time money and we get it once, it needs to be spent on one-time expenses that are going to unlock future growth and future opportunity for us.
And he adds it may directly improve the housing situation, including down payment assistance and building units that Baker addressed.
A very important reason why housing has become so expensive is because nobody can afford to get around. The traffic is terrible. Our trains don't come to Springfield, which means that people have to feel like they've got to live close to work, which drives the price of homes up.
Western Mass News asked, what about the rural communities in Franklin and Hampshire counties? Lesser points to existing north-south rail routes between Springfield, Holyoke, Northampton, and Greenfield.
If we can then complete the east-west route, Springfield, Worcester, Framingham, Boston, well, you're not only connecting Springfield and Boston, you're going to be creating Springfield as the crossroads of rail transit for the whole Western New England area.
And while he says it wouldn't be cheap, he thinks this one-time funding serves as the perfect opportunity to set up economic success for years to come.
What can we be spending one time, again, because we only get the money once, that's going to unlock opportunity, unlock growth for people in the months and years and decades to follow?
Lesser will be one of over 200 state legislators voting on how this money will be spent in Massachusetts. Reporting live in the studio, Matt Satilli, Western Mass News.